Welcome to the Sunflower Conversations.
When some days get a little tough, we'll help you find that song and lift you up to get you through to your sunflower blues.
Content warning. In this episode, we discuss female genital mutilation and cutting, FGMC, which includes references to physical trauma and violence against women and girls. Some listeners may find this content distressing, so please listen with care and take breaks if needed. If you've been affected by any of the issues raised, please seek professional healthcare support. We will be adding advice for support in the show notes. Joining us today on this wonderful podcast about FGM is Huda. Before we proceed, Huda, could you just give a quick visual description?
So I'm Huda Mohammed. I'm wearing a pink scarf today with the creamy...
And you're a woman.
And I'm a woman.
Thank you. And what experience do you have in terms of working for the charity?
I'm a midwife, so I've been midwife over 17 years now. So working around women who has had FGM, female genitalia mutilation / circumcision, physical, if they need mental, physical, whatever emotion they need, we will find that for them.
So you're a healthcare practitioner.
Yeah.
You're coming with that expertise.
Yeah.
So can we first, please, let's understand what is FGM/C. I noticed that you say circumcision on the website. It says cutting, so I guess that's the same thing. And can you explain what it is and who it happens to?
Okay, so female genital mutilation / cutting / circumcision is a barbaric practice that happens to women. It's a global. 220 million or more girls are affected by this. It happens in Africa, in Asia, in America, in Russia. It's very global. It doesn't have a color. It's in the Middle East. The reason they do is a culture belief. Some people with religion belief because of the traditional practice that's been happening for hundreds of years. So it's kind of controlling women. Like I say, it's a culture. Sometimes they don't even know why they do this to women because that's what they know is best for the girls. But what we know now is it doesn't have a place in our society. It's inhumane and affects women. You know, when it happens to them, it affects them a way that you can never reverse it. No matter what we do. So it's a pain, it's a trauma that woman lives with. Long life trauma.
And at what age will these procedures be traditionally or typically carried out?
Carries out from birth, from when they're born.
Wow.
At any point. We heard stories women, countries who practice cutting, they will cut women even if they in their deathbed, just to make sure that they're going through the ritual.
Right.
Yes. So from infancy to some community, they do from 8 to 9. So women have a vivid experience that they were cut, they were held down. So women don't know that they've been cut because they were cut when they were just newborn baby. Family doesn't share with them. And they grow up with that.
Right.
Knowing there's something wrong. But then unless they come to healthcare clinician like us, that we identify and we connect the problem they're going on. So it's really hidden, it's very dark. Community who practice might not share that their daughter's being cut when they're baby. So it can happen at any point. Sometimes women, because of peer pressure, culture, if they're into marriage, community who practice the cutting and her new husband or partner wants that, women might go through that.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's something that, like I say, is very hidden.
Yes.
And women might not share that with us, but we know it does happen at any point in their lives.
And I guess if it's happened to you as a baby, you just assume that's just how your body is.
Exactly. And I see that woman every day in my clinic who will come to the clinic because in maternity setting, we ask everyone about the question, have you had anything done in your genitalia? Have you circumcised? And this is across the country when we're booking women, regardless their color, their race. If a woman says, yes, I come from community practice, maybe not, then they refer into the clinic.
Right, okay. And so is that across the NHS?
Supposedly, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, supposedly. And not every NHS hospital will have a clinician like myself, but ideally it should be someone who will be able to support that woman during their childbirth and during their pregnancy, especially if they're having a mother who's having her first baby or having ongoing complication as a result of the cutting.
There's type 1, type 2, type 3.
Yeah. So in terms of the cutting, so you have type 1, so the removal of the clitoris hood. Type 2 is partial or removal of inner labia, outer labia. And sometimes, because it depends on the age of the cutting, if they were very young babies, you might see women who's got being cut, the inner labia being removed. So it varies from age to age. But the standing procedure is type 1 removal of the clitoris hood. Sometimes some community, they will let it bleed. So they use a small needle. Sometimes they may use salt and water. Warm water, they use hot towel. So it depends on the culture and where and how. And so in naked eye, sometimes you can see that's been removed. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
With type 2 again, it's removal of the inner labia, outer labia, and the clitoris hood, and then you see the scar tissue. And the complication for women in that sense is some of them will have a nerve damage, so they have ongoing complications as a result of the cutting, hyperstimuation of the nerve. So women will complain of vulvar pain. So unless you put it together, you might not pick it up earlier.
Yes.
Women who's got type 3, it's removal of the inner labia, outer labia, and the clitoris hood. And what they do, they suture everything together, and you have a tiny being hole to pass urine, to menstruate, and it's very difficult during childbirth as well. So those kind of women will have problems with intimacy. They'll have problems during childbirth. They have ongoing problem with, urine infections. And the longer they leave it, they may have infertility problems. They could never become a mothers. So the stories we see varies really, and each woman will have her own path to follow and pain and experience, because everyone is not the same.
You are listening to the Sunflower Conversations. Remember to hit subscribe.
Some women would be cut and say, well, that's our culture. And they wouldn't do that. If they were in the West, we're educating about the law, we safeguard their children to be born with them. But if you're coming from community that was norm for us, like, that's all I know.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's important that we support them and connect the two together. So the ongoing urine infection you're having as a result of that, the ongoing complication, the nerve damage, the hyperstimulation and intimacy complications. So once you connect that together, the mindset changes.
Yeah.
And then we support them in terms of how do they overcome that. So referring them to the appropriate team. So if they're having ongoing urine infections, you refer them to urogynecologist. If they're having, as a result of cutting, mental health and stress and even can't go through labor, they need counseling. So it's kind of varies how you draw a woman's pathways. It depends on their needs and individually assess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's...
But those women who's got type 1 might think, oh, I've got type 1, but they have nerve damage and they will have ongoing complications. Well, and we see that in our gynecology clinics.
And then it's living with that, isn't it? The procedures, the impact. So, I mean, giving birth, my head's completely blown right now. Trying to give birth, if you've had a procedure like that, I mean, is it possible to give birth?
So women who are lucky enough to be in kind of settings in our hospitals or departments will plan their care and before by having their baby. So they will have the initial assessment, and then we'll assess what kind of cutting they have, and then will be joint care where you include the woman, her care. So give them options of something called defibrillation or reversal, opening the scar tissue.
Okay.
So during women in pregnancy, generally we don't examine every woman unless they're required.
Yeah.
But during childbirth, if you going to have a normal birth, then you need we were to examine.
That's right.
Yes, for assess the delivery. Then we'll give them the choice to be defibrillated at second trimester. Maybe from 20 weeks onwards, we'll offer to them the defibrillation procedure or reversal procedure, which is done under local anesthesia. It takes maybe 30, 40 minutes. And it's life-changing for them. She will be able to examine her when she's in labor. And obviously it's a scar tissue, but it's less easier than going into labor when you haven't been. And that will risk complications. So women who doesn't have access to appropriate care, for example, in places they don't have hospital settings, they might even die during childbirth.
Yeah.
So complications high, they may die, they may end up with a fistula or a trauma that will last long.
Okay. Yeah. So for women who have undergone this procedure, is it's a lifelong impact, is it?
Yes, yeah. Remember, it's a trauma. Even psychologists now, even children who are mutilated when they're young, the body remembers the trauma. So they will go into having other complications that everyone might go through, for something called vaginismus. So tightening of the vulva when they're having intimacy, the vagina, and hyperstimulation of the nerve damage, ongoing urine infections, incontinence. Sometimes when they're cutting children who are 8 or 7, they're fighting, so they're being held down.
Yeah.
And they might also affect the urethra, where where
Urine.
urine comes out. So that also will have damage for a long time, continency. And also because it's the nerve damage of the muscles, also of the vulva, that will be long-term complications. Also, some women will report having intimacy, painful intimacy, the trauma, psychological trauma they live with. Like I say, it varies from one woman to another. Varies, the cutting varies, and how the women were being cut when they were children, the age they were cut. Every woman, the anatomy is different as well. Yeah. So it's very complex, true. Honestly. It's very complex. And each woman will go and have a journey on her own.
Yeah.
But we're here to support.
Yeah. Everyone,
honestly. Yeah. And like I say, it doesn't have a race. It doesn't have a color. As a woman who coming from African background, when I came into my health profession, I thought it only happens to women look like me. But now I know it's not. It happens in the Middle East. I've seen women from Russia. I've seen women from Malaysia.
Okay.
So it varies. Yeah, it doesn't have a color at all.
Yeah. And that's why I'm so glad to be welcomed by the charity to talk about this, because we don't talk about women's bodies anyway.
Yeah.
But
it's really hard to talk about women's body and women in health inequality anyway, or women's health. Women generally, it's very difficult to talk about women's health because we're unique, we're complex, we're different, we come into different, hormonal changes, what have you, different age groups. So women itself, it's complex. We go through period pains, and imagine if the survivors on top of that, they're going through that. And sometimes women who, especially in England, accessing healthcare, also health inequality for them is also another barrier, whereby if you're an FGM survivor, you might not get other things. So if you're coming, for example, overreacting bladder, and you're a woman who hadn't gone FGM, maybe the GP will straight away put you on that pathway. Okay. Women who had FGM might not be putting on that pathway simply because she's gone through that. So that also blocks her and accessing the appropriate. Hence, when they come to the FGM clinics, we will kind of, okay, you've been through this, but this is actually what's happening in your body now. So this is the pathway you need.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you can see how complex it is for women, let alone you undergone FGM as well.
Yeah.
It is sad. It's very, doesn't have no benefit for women, and it should end as soon. No woman should go through what FGM survivors go through.
And it's illegal in this country?
In this country, it's illegal. It's been illegal since 1985. We've got a law that is strengthened now since 2025. So any healthcare professional who sees it, hear it, they've reported it to the police, especially those young children who are under 18. So an organization like yourself as well will make a really awareness for women who will hear this today and say, so it's everyone's business.
Yes, that's right.
Globally, the statistic is 230 million. What makes me sad is the last 8 years it shoot up rather than going down.
Yeah.
So it's very, like we're doing so much work yet again, it's still the number is crazy. And the latest research done by Birmingham University a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now, every 12 minutes a girl will die as a result of cutting.
I mean, it's just
every 12. It's not acceptable. And I think the more research they do, we know those girls are not reported. Those girls are dying and not reported. Area is very vascular, and if they cut a nerve, then that child will die because they're not done by healthcare professionals or under hospitals or under anesthesia. Again, the pain they go through because they were cut without sometimes any anesthesia. What I really wish in this country, women to have a holistic care. It's a work in progress, like I said. And I think it will get better because we'll keep talking. And Vavengers are the leading charity, in my opinion anyway, who really making some changes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I mean, thank you for what you're doing, supporting
so
those young
much.
women. And
If you are concerned about any of the subjects discussed in the podcast, please follow up and seek support from your healthcare practitioner. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it, leave a rating and review to help raise awareness of non-visible disabilities and the Hidden Disability Sunflower. You can also follow and subscribe to the Sunflower Conversations podcast.
You don't have to say why, you just need more time. Like a field of dreams full of seeds that need love and care to grow. Those yellow petals that follow the sun, giving everyone a bit of hope. When some days get a little tough, we'll help you find that sun.